Hey everyone, welcome to the video. So we're going to be getting HCs today. I'm not sure if they're going to be a big push point, especially because we might face a lot of people with that final boost node. And when you're facing people with 50% more damage or building health, then it's quite a difference. But still getting HCs and kind of testing them out. Another thing we did decide is we want Bullet at level 4. Because level 3 he was dying a bit too fast and you get some other increases on his pain tolerance and using taunt. But the one thing you gotta make sure for HCs is just make sure you have max heavies. Because the level of your heavies is what level comes out of HCs. And I think we can get it to level 4, which should be good enough. The main strength of HCs is just the fact that heavies come out, so even level 3, level 4 should be okay. But we'll try it a few hits and tomorrow see if we can get a bigger push in with crit launchers and that BH. Running this kind of base, which it still is tough because if you just drop troops normally, they all want to go towards these bottom ERs. So every 7 we face is the main factor is how to get troops towards this backside. Sometimes we might send squad leaders up there, or other times use like a normal flare and then send squad leaders on the other side. But we'll try it out and see what we match. But our first match right here, this one being 7 with only 50 building health, 50 troop damage, so kind of the same stats as us. And we can try a hit where we just flare on the right side. Because we're sending that flare, we want to delay the troops on the left. So first basically kill these buildings, send that flare, and drop everyone else. So at the start doing, say Bullet, 1 HC, and I think 3 bombers should be enough. And we want all this stuff dead, then we send that flare. Can clear a few mines too, so kind of one in the middle, get that boom mine, and maybe go towards that shock mine. And still no barrage and arch, so those should help out once we get them. Let's get rid of that cannon, then send 1 flare. Get a medkit going right there. And as the flare is almost dead, drop the other bombers. So 1 squad bomber on the right, 1 normal one with the squad on the left. And the right side looks kind of okay. We want a squad bomber on the right because now we can just move him straight to that side. These ones, maybe 1 medkit. And sure to clear those mines, but might be okay. Just kind of watching all sides and keeping everything zoomed out. Even starting this squad one on this right ER. Because we got enough GBE for shocks and stuff. Because the normal bombers are already on the left side. And the top side looking okay. Maybe a few critters right there. And should be around a 230 time. Got 227, see if it's okay. It was a bit easier since he doesn't have critter launchers or other stuff. And looks like this guy running seekers. So maybe a close one. And just a 1-second loss. You can see what he did. Looks like just straight up bullet all seekers. Got those tiny shocks to help out too. But even though Seeks were dying pretty fast, and even though he can get some more troop health or troop damage, I think once we get building health and that 3rd shock launcher, they shouldn't be too strong. Because even that 50% building health makes a world of difference. But we'll try another match right here. This one being, I guess, a person who went to 7 ER and now back for this layout, because he has 100 building health. So we'll kind of watch out for this. Maybe take 1 extra HC. That rocket could be annoying, so you can send maybe 1 bomber on the left side. Maybe have to worry for that boom mine. And this one I think shock nickels make sense for all this stuff. Especially those critter launchers. Still deciding whether we should do one HC bomber on the left or just one bomber. But we'll try a bomber and then just see how it goes. So get one going right now. Then we'll do bullet, 3 HCs, and all the other bombers. Hopefully the early heavies can clear most of the mines and that cluster guy. We'll do one critter for those mines there. Get a shock necklace going. Let's do one shock on that mortar rocket. And kind of just watch the right side. Those critters being pretty annoying. Let's shock the shock launchers. And then one medkit for these bombers right there. Well, it's still waiting on his shock niggles, but finally pulling it off. And I think even one more right now. See if we get a good angle. And I guess kind of getting some shock launchers. The main thing is now we have the critter launchers down, so shouldn't be bogged down too much. Get another shock nickels off. And then pretty soon we can just start flaring. Got one bomber hitting the right shock launcher. Can even do the cluster guy to direct target the other SL. And as these early ERs go down, we can just flare the last few. For sure meant to medkit. Now it's just the last few ERs. And there's not too many buildings either. We have enough GBE to shock those mortars. And maybe wait till the other machine gun goes down before we flare the last few. Get one more shock on those mortars. And you can tell it's a slower time, but maybe also because we don't have stuff like defib or tiny shock. Because we do kind of want to get around 2 minute times on these 100 building hills. And then one more flare. Maybe do one more shock too. So not a crazy time, around 140, but looks like he's not going to finish. Because he was only running building health stats. No troop damage, no troop health. And we'll take that win. If we had a bit more offense, then maybe we could like even tiny shock some shock launchers. They're pretty annoying. And at some point when we get more GBE, then we'll have some initial shocks to deal with the early mess up. Because if you can't deal with those critter launchers early, then it's pretty tough to get through that first part. And HC still helped a lot on that hit. Like if we were to hit it with rifles, then probably no shot at taking it down. This is 7 with rockets, but only 50 building health. So maybe the same kind of hit like before, where we do bullet and 1 HC, 3 bombers, then flare on the right side, drop everyone else on the left. Since there's no critter launchers, maybe try taunt instead. So doing something like bullet and 3 bombers to 1 HC. Because we can't drop the left side until this few buildings go down. And kind of want them to spread out because hit more buildings at the same time. There aren't too many mines on the right, so don't have to worry a crazy much. 1 flare on the right side. And I think we'll do one more just to make sure they stay there. Our flare is level 3, so that helps out. And in case they spread, 1 critter right there. Got an HC and those other bombers. We'll get 1 taunt going. Don't want to spend too much GB. As they get these mortars, flare the cluster guy on the right side. And those heavies doing a good job clearing those mines. Top side looking okay. So just kind of watching both the top and bottom. Critter for that boom cannon. And still looking okay. Just kind of let them do their thing. Like the other hit, we can flare the shield guy on that ER. And I think everything's looking kind of okay. Those ERs are dying around the same time, just flare the last one. So not exactly at 230, but 220 against rockets, maybe not too bad. And see what time he's getting. But looks like a win. So another big help with HCs against those rocket players. Because before, it's really just relying on bullet and a few rifles. But you can tell HCs survive quite a bit. Still, we got some back and forth because we're facing people with 100 building health, 100 troop damage. So some practice with HCs, but we're really waiting until we get that building health ourselves. And even after that, we'll probably get some more defense first, so some more rockets, then maybe some tiny shock. But the good news is, we're only halfway in the season and we're almost at the last nodes of the tree. So just a few more stuff and can really make a good final push. But right now, waiting for that building health and seeing how it goes. But let me know how you feel about this kind of meta now that we have HCs and bombers. I feel like it's way easier than before and, maybe that's a good thing. But that's gonna be it for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.